not because she'd agreed with Cord. Her psychological profile attested to the fact that she thought the man an idiot, that his preaching the drivel of freedom and individuality to the masses could only lead to the anarchy that had inevitably followed. That individuals were fools who could no more revel in their freedom than in their servitude. That the brilliance of the incorporated system was in confining the idiots to the bottom, while elevating the more worthy to the top. No, realized Hector. Tricia could never have lived in Cord's world. But she could, and had, exploited the very idea of it to suit hers. The unincorporated war that had resulted from Cord's coalition of the Outer Alliance meant that the core world's incorporated system had to change, had to become harsher, more efficient, more cruel, something Tricia Pacagopoulos had been ideally suited for. No longer needing to cater to the whims of stockholders, boards of directors, or corporate governance, Tricia had, under Hector's guidance and protection, blossomed from a mere cutthroat to an accomplished killer, and the only person she feared was now watching her fidget under the glare of the high security array blocking her exit into his chamber. "Let her in, Iago," commanded Hector to his personal AI. "As you wish." The Avatar obeyed, quietly releasing the door's mechanism, relaxing, only slightly, the hidden weapons trained on the visiting minister. Hector greeted Tricia with a traditional bow and indicated a seat in front of his workstation. "What's the latest on Ceres?" he asked.
"We're on the threshold of certain victory."
Hector's brow arched upward. "Really?"
"Unconfirmed, but yes,"
she affirmed, ignoring the obvious doubt etched into her boss's question. Hector laughed with so little mirth it might have been mistaken for a cough. "Is Trang to be our savior, then?" Tricia nodded gamely.
"It appears so."
Grand Admiral Samuel U. Trang had risen to command of all UHF forces by virtue of the fact that almost every other high-ranking officer ahead of him had proved too incompetent to lead, or unfortunate enough to be killed by the incompetence of others. But Trang had somehow found a way to survive, and in short order had proved himself again and again by snatching victory from the sure hands of defeat. As far as the UHF and Trang were concerned, there was really only one impediment to the unincorporated war's end: Fleet Admiral J.D. Black of the Outer Alliance. Despite being vastly outnumbered in both troops and munitions, whether by chicanery, guts, or both, Admiral Black, too, had always found a way to win. That is, until Trang burst onto the scene. He'd had no problem using his one great advantage, resources, to full effect. No matter what Black had thrown at him, and it had been quite a lot, Trang could always bounce back, and did, with more ships, more weapons, more fortitude. Up until the recent Battle of Ceres, the two opposing warriors' brief encounters had always ended in a draw. But now Tricia was telling Hector something different.
"If the reports are to be believed," she continued, "he destroyed enough of the orbital defenses around Ceres to begin bombarding the surface. The Minister of Defense has the official report—"
"Forget Porfirio," scolded Hector.
"I have," she laughed. "That's why I came here as soon as you landed. This kind of news couldn't wait."
Hector nodded. As usual, Tricia had been proactive, delivering information not within her purview, her way of letting him know the extent of her network, while artfully undercutting a fellow cabinet member.
Trang's battle plan was brilliant. No surprises there. And was even—
the tone of her voice changed to reflect admiration—
suitably ruthless. He'll offer the Alliance Council surrender, but doesn't expect them to accept it.
"In which case?" quizzed Hector.
"He'll eliminate the remaining defenses, and then shove enough atomics into their hole," she said, referring to the Via Suriana, a massive throughway